Achan confessed his sin. But the rest of the story is really harsh. God commanded that everything this man had be stoned to death and burned. Not just Achan, but his family and his relatives. Now, some feel that the family and the relatives had to be there for the stoning of Achan. Others believe that the text is saying that Achan and his family and his relatives were stoned together. Now, Deuteronomy 24:16 says, "Parents are not to be put to death for the sin of their children, nor children to be put to death for the sin of their parents. Each will die for their own sin." So if his entire family were stoned and killed and burned, they would have had to be complicit with the sin. If they were innocent, then they may have had to come together and witness Achan's public punishment. Now you say, where is the grace? He confessed. Yes, but he didn't confess until he was caught. First they called the tribes. Then his tribe was singled out. Then they called the clans. And when his clan was singled out, they called for the families. And when his family was singled out, they called each man. And there he stood. And then he confessed. Now personally, I don't think he would have escaped the death sentence, for he was responsible for 36 men dying. And God had already said, if anyone takes anything from Jericho, they will be destroyed. You say, well, what about now? Well, when you went to church last week, there were no dump trucks filled with stones. There was going to be no stoning after the church service. Why? Well, there's grace and mercy. Our freedom came because 2,000 years ago, the Son of God died on the cross and died for our sins. I deserve the stoning, but I have received mercy and grace. If I confess my sins, He's faithful and just to forgive my sin and to cleanse me from all unrighteousness. There's no reason for me to carry my sin. I take it to the cross, I take it to Christ, I receive forgiveness, and I get